Hello and welcome back, YouTube. So it's 4:44 p.m. Still April 9th. Stop dinging. God, I hate that. Wow, this whole time I've had my car parked here, I've had the back window half rolled down. God, this is part of town where people don't randomly rummage through cars. Anyway, yeah, 4:44 p.m. Sunday, April 9th, 2023, Easter Sunday. Oh shit, there's a truck right behind me. The crowd at this bar is so old it makes me look young, as you can kind of see. But it's not like there's any other place in town that's got like a free dinner and karaoke in the middle of the afternoon, especially not on Easter Sunday. So it's I kind of feel disconnected from the crowd here, but to be fair, I kind of feel disconnected. I kind of feel disconnected everywhere I go. So it's yeah, it really doesn't matter. I don't know. Sometimes I go to other places because I like looking at young, attractive women, but sometimes it's just depressing seeing what I would like that I can't have. So at least that's one thing I don't have to worry about at G-Bar G. I don't think there's too many women there that are under 60. Anyway, get the hell out of Mesa. So I did finally hear from Miss Love. Not until I was kind of about the time the karaoke ended. I shot her one more text just to let her know that it was kind of a good time and the dinner was good, but that they were wrapping it up. And then she sent me a text saying that she just, damn, the sun is bright, saying that she just, the sun visor didn't help at all. She sent me a text back saying that, I forget what the hell she said. I got a red light, it's on the iPhone, so oh, I don't have a red light. That's the trick. That's the trick to really short red lights and green lights. Like, when I actually want traffic to stop so I can check something, on one of my smartphones, like, it's just non-stop green lights. I think at this point I can hold my iPhone in my left hand because I want to read the text message from Miss Love, and I'll probably get a green light from here to like wherever I go. There's another one. Bam. Oh, so while I'm waiting, it looks like I am going to get a red light up here. And brown. Pretty sure this light is brown. That's where I noticed on the way in that there was a Taco Bell. Is that on the right? Kind of Mexican grill. I don't know why I'm paying so much attention. It's not like I hardly ever come to this part of town. But got an Applebee's. Yep, Higley and Brown, Alta Mesa subdivision. Yeah, about 4:35. It's 4:48 right now. About 4:35, I sent her a message. Said, "Guess you aren't up this early. They're wrapping up now. Easter dinner was good here." She wrote, "Woke up around 3:30, heading out to work. Happy Easter." Sent me a little emoticon of the Easter bunny. Didn't even know that was the thing. I mean, I don't know if it's Easter bunny. It's a little bunny. Didn't know there was an emoticon for a little bunny. I have noticed that the or not emoticon, I'm sorry, emoji. Confusing emoticons and emojis. Emoji. I'm old. I still use emoticons. But anyway. You know, I remember the first time I encountered emoticons was when I was BBSing in like the late 90s. And it was so confusing for me. I'm just like, what the fuck does this punctuation even mean? Now I'm like one of the 5 people left on the planet that still uses it. On that note, borderline one of the worst movies of all time, but if you ever see the Emoji movies, I love the scene where you see the emoticons. And they're like portrayed like the super elderly with walkers. It's, yeah. Although I may have been the youngest guy in G-Bar G Lounge, bar, whatever it's called. Tonight might have been the youngest guy there. I tell you, the green lights are just gonna pop up just that fast because I got my iPhone open in my left hand and I'm wanting to read text messages from it. Anyway, she said she was heading out to work now, and I'm just kind of like, why? She says it's a 1-hour drive. I don't know where she's coming from in Mesa. I don't know where she's coming from in Mesa. I mean, for all I know, she could be at like, she could be down near, God, I forget the name of the airport over in like Southeast Mesa. She could be coming from down there. You know, like Germain and Greenfield. She could be on the other side of Power near Germain, which I think that's still technically Mesa. So, I don't know. As I said in the last video, Mesa is an obscenely big place. So, maybe she does have a 1-hour drive. And to be fair, like, I don't know how long it takes to drive from clear to fuck out here to GYR3. That's not something I've ever done. But I mean, it's 4:46. I'm sorry, 4:46 on my clock. So add 6 minutes to it. So 46 plus 12, so 56. Carry the 1 plus 2. So yeah, it's 4:58 right now. It's almost 5. I don't have to be to work for like 2 more hours. I don't know. It seems pretty obscenely early for her to be heading to work. Which makes me wonder if she realizes that there's an Amazon facility like right here. Now, her job primarily, and she works in outbound, so that's why I see her on the regular. And she's done other stuff. Like everybody has more than one role they do. Well, most everybody has more than one role that they do in GYR3, but everybody kind of has their regular thing. And her regular thing is problem solving and robotic palletizer, robot operator. And granted, I mean, that's not something that she can do at that center there. I forget what the hell those kind of centers are there, but whatever the hell they're called, like that's basically the one I just passed. I'm pretty sure that's like not even a fulfillment center. That's where things from fulfillment centers go, and it's like the last stop before things get delivery. DS, delivery station. DS stands for delivery station. I do know what it's called. It's called a delivery station. This part of this freeway kind of trips me out. And at this point, it's not reservation, I don't think, on the right. I don't know, it might be. Yeah, to be honest, it probably is, because why else would there be open desert instead of development over here? I was talking to somebody at the bar tonight who never got to hear me sing. I don't know, it's amazing to me I have any conversations with anybody when I go out alone. But Initially, we started talking because somebody was singing Mississippi Squirrel Revival by Ray Stevens, which is a funny song. And I just commented that yeah, I actually owned that cassette tape, an original release of that cassette tape, which I do. That was originally released off the album. He Thinks He's Ray Stevens, which I have an original release cassette of. And that was something I bought about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago on Discogs. I haven't talked about Discogs in quite a while, but and I haven't purchased a lot on Discogs. In fact, this is something I really talk about much on my vlog, but every now and then I talk about it in Reddit. A lot of my comments in Reddit get a lot more exposure than my stupid YouTube vlog does. So if you don't follow me on Reddit, maybe you should. If you do Reddit. My username is Dan the Taxi Man, all one word, all lowercase. Anyway, when people are talking about, well, how do you get good deals on records? How do you get good deals on CDs? How do you get good deals on out-of-print music? Oh, well, I don't like ordering online. The shipping is so expensive, it just doesn't make it worth it. And that's true if you're buying one item. I mean, paying $10 to ship a $1 cassette is still $11, and it's not a good deal. But what I've found is the best strategy for purchasing music on Discogs, specifically on Discogs, is when you find something that you really want, and this is pretty much always my buying experience on Discogs. When you find something that's kind of unusual that you really, really want, that you're only going to find on Discogs, you find it on Discogs. Look at that seller's shipping policy. And see if they have some kind of a deal on bulk shipping. I would say over half the sellers, at least over half the sellers I've seen, have a certain purchase point where your shipping is free. Such as free shipping on all orders over $50. Now, granted, some people are not going to spend $50 on music, and I can understand that, but I would rather spend $50 and get a whole bunch of music than buy a cassette that's $1 and pay $10 on shipping and pay $11 for one cassette. And when I do an order on Discogs, I generally get a whole box full of music, and it takes me a while to get through it. And to be fair, I don't think I've ever made it through every single item I bought from every single order on Discogs, with the exception of the one guy that I bought a single downset cassette from, but that doesn't really count, because that's not what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, most sellers will have a deal where if you buy a certain amount, you get free shipping, or all orders over $30, $5 shipping, or whatever. Most sellers have a deal like that. If the person that has the item that you want doesn't have that kind of a shipping deal, look to see who else is selling that item. Probably there's another seller selling that same item for like $1 more that does offer that kind of shipping. Go with that seller. Screw the sellers trying to put the screws to you on the shipping charges. And then load their, and I forget exactly how to do it, but it's pretty intuitive on the Discogs app and on the Discogs website. But yeah, once you've got once you've got that one item in your cart that you really like, and you've looked at their shipping policies and realized that they have some kind of a bulk shipping option where if you purchase a certain amount, you get free shipping or heavily discounted shipping. You can load just their catalog where instead of browsing every item for sale on Discogs, you're just browsing what that particular seller is selling. And then there's sort functions. And what I do is I just simply sort it by price from cheapest to most expensive. And I go through whatever that seller is selling the cheapest. And it's amazing how many people are selling stuff for like 99 cents, 50 cents. And again, like buying a tape for $1 if you have to pay $10 on shipping is not a deal. But if you're getting free shipping for a $50 order, and say the item that you really wanted was like $15 because you're looking for something that's not a cheapo item. Okay, say you got your $15 item in your cart, and you need to get your cart up to $50 to get free shipping. That's potentially a whole lot of $1 records and CDs and tapes, or $2 records and CDs and tapes, whatever. But yeah, that's generally what I do. I just browse their inventory, sort by price, look at the cheapest stuff, and just see what they have. And I find myself buying a lot of stuff that I would never purchase individually, that I'm purchasing to get myself up to whatever the price point I need to get the free shipping. Then I look at that and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Hell yeah, add that to the cart for $1. And that's probably what I paid for that Ray Stevens cassette. Reasonably sure that's how I got it. In fact, from that particular seller, I think I got like 2 or 3 Ray Stevens cassettes. Which, I mean, same kind of thing. Like, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on a Ray Stevens cassette, but I've been a fan of Ray Stevens since I was a little kid and first heard The Streak on a novelty record compilation. So, yeah, I enjoy his stuff. What the hell? Give me another Ray Stevens cassette for $1. And that particular one has actually got some pretty funny songs on it. It's got the most ridiculous cover of the Monkees theme. And it also has, aside from Mississippi Squirrel Revival, which to me is kind of a classic song, and maybe that song means more to me because at the time I first heard it and grew up, I was living in a family that was very much a church family, and I was old enough to notice the hypocrisy within the church, and that song just takes it full on with its lyrics. So, yeah, if you've never heard the song before, check it out. Mississippi Squirrel Revival by Ray Stevens. And maybe in lieu of listening to the song, just look up the lyrics and read them. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, novelty songwriting, that's a solid 10. The lyrics of that song just really take on the hypocrisy of small town churches, which was a big part of my reality as a teenager when that song came out. And anyway, it's been a favorite song ever since. So yeah, when I had the opportunity to add that cassette to my white cart on Discogs for $1 or $2 or whatever it was, I'm like, hell yeah. The other song that was on that, which was kind of a bonus, is It's Me Again, Margaret, which is also another one of my favorite songs by Ray Stevens. I was kind of surprised to see that was on the same album as Mississippi Squirrel Revival. It's Me Again, Margaret is this really obnoxious song about basically a guy that's a stalker and he's making these crank calls to some woman, and it's from the perspective of the crank calling pervert, and it's Ray Stevens really gets into character on it. It's like, it's me again, Margaret. Are you naked? Anyway, that song's always amused the shit out of me. So yeah, I mean, just those two songs and the obnoxious cover of the Monkees theme song, like, I felt like I got my $2 out of the cassette. And to be fair, I probably only played it about 3-4 times since I bought it, but whatever. I feel like I got my money's worth. Wow, looking to the right, looking to the left, seeing so many new buildings coming up. Some high rises on the left. It's kind of weird seeing any kind of development between rural and McClintock right off the 202. Especially on the north side, since most of that is a mixture of unincorporated county land and I was going to say unincorporated county land and Indian land, but I don't think anything on this side of McClintock is part of the Salt River Reservation. I do know everything on the other side of McClintock is. Like that's like where the drive-in theater was. It was closed down. That was on Indian land. And the big Chevron station that has the best deals on cigarettes. I think it's called Monongor. That's also on Indian land. And the reason they have such good prices on cigarettes is because they're located on the reservation. They're exempt from charging a lot of taxes that are normally charged on cigarettes. Not that that matters to me as a non-smoker, not that I even want to be doing anything encouraging people who smoke, but if you smoke cigarettes, that's the best place to get cigarettes. Throwing it out there, you're welcome. Like you more if you quit smoking. So it's 5 o'clock straight up on my Saturn's clock, which means in reality it's probably about 5:06. Got a little less than 2 hours to kill before I go to work. Part of me wants to go home and take a little nap, but I know how that goes. I know how that goes. I will go and lay down. In about 30 to 45 minutes, I will fall asleep hard. And then I'll wake up at like 1:45, all confused and disoriented. And I'll be like, fuck, I don't have 5 hours of UPT. And then I'll be frustrated because I just made my paycheck that much smaller. So on that note, I'm gonna keep on driving right past my place. I want to get out of this lane to give the people that are coming in room to merge. All right, this the guy in the Audi decided to do the same thing. The guy in the Audi was in the lane I wanted to go into, and then he decided to change lanes as well. All right, we got somebody else doing the same thing while speeding big time in a Corvette. I don't know the big time, but I'm doing like 64 to 65, and the guy in the Corvette just flew right by me. Some a-hole trying to pass me on the right. I don't know where he thinks he's going. That's right, dude. You do need to slow down. You are not in the passing lane. I find it funny how many people will not use this lane during the weekend. They just won't. Because they see that solid white line and they think they're not supposed to come into this lane. And most of the time, this is just another traffic lane on Phoenix freeways. And there's the sign that says the details as we went right by it. The sun in the background. I couldn't read it, could you? But basically, it's just peak hours on weekdays. So yeah, Easter Sunday is just another traffic lane. All right, I got the guy in the Audi passing me on the right, doing 80. That's fine. I will gladly slow down and pull in behind him. So yeah, not going home right now. There's really I already fed the cats. So there's really no other reason for me to go home. Now, actually, I'm in the mood for singing. I sang a handful of songs there. Actually, I think I only sang 3 songs. There are a lot of people singing at GBRG. A lot of really elderly people singing old country songs at GBRG. First song I put in was Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me by Elton John. And I was kind of taken aback when the karaoke host came up to bring me my mic, and she like chastised me for putting in a 5-minute song. I had no idea that was a 5-minute song. I'm just thinking it's a popular pop rock song from the 70s that an older crowd would appreciate. It's like, I don't put in 5-minute songs when I got so many singers. I'm like, oh, okay. Should be thankful I didn't put in like a 9-minute Metallica song, or a Yes song, or a Dream Theater song, although I highly doubt she has any Dream Theater. Yeah, I can think of a lot of things in my karaoke library that are way longer than 5 minutes. That kind of makes me want to go back there and sing the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. It's like 7 or 8 minutes. Or maybe American Pie. That's a good long one. I think it's like 8 minutes. Anyway. And to be fair, there are times that I sometimes will put in a deliberately long song. But that was not my mindset at all. I just put that in because I sang a Elton John song last night. So I kind of had Elton John on the mind, and it was just something that I thought of. It's like, yeah, I think this might actually go okay with this crowd, and it did. Like the woman who was sitting next to me at the bar there's a guy sitting next to me who was there, I think, with him sitting on his other side. She was singing along, and I sat back down at the bar. She's like, "Oh God, I love Elton John." And then her and I, and her boyfriend a little bit, mostly her and I. Said it was her boyfriend, maybe her husband. I don't know. Or maybe it's her side piece, and her husband's at home. I have no way of knowing these things. I'm not asking these questions. It's none of my business. But anyway, yeah, we had this whole conversation about Elton John and him being in concert recently, and those tickets being too goddamn expensive. And she said she always wanted to sing an Elton John song in karaoke, but never felt up to it. I'm like, oh, Elton John's fun to sing. And some of his songs are surprisingly easy to sing. I honestly don't think Elton John has that huge of a range compared to, like, Freddie Mercury and his 4 octaves. The trick to singing Elton John is holding long notes at pitch. That's the trick to singing Elton John. Oh, Jesus. Wow. I had a moment there. I absolutely couldn't see shit because of the change in lighting. There's a part of me that wishes all freeways were underground like this and out of the sunlight. But of course, that would be ridiculously cost prohibitive. I've been talking so much about getting replacement headlight lenses as I look to the right and realize I still don't have a passenger side rearview mirror. Maybe I should prioritize that for my car. Although with the car, the most important things is that fuel pump, so it stops stalling out. Followed by probably figure out why it overheated, since that could go wrong and completely fuck the whole engine. And it's supposed to get up to 90 degrees today. It's pretty damn hot in this car, so yeah, air conditioning. Hello, I live in Phoenix. So anyway, as I'm saying, like, just in the mood for karaoke, I think I'm going to head up to Ox Bar. Of course, I'm going to feel like an idiot when I get into Ox Bar, because I can't really even get another alcoholic drink. I kind of was spread over quite a bit of time, and I ate quite a bit. I finally kind of felt like a bum eating that much, but nobody said anything to me about it. In fact, not only did nobody say anything to me about it, but as I came back with my third plate of ham, the bartender asked about potatoes, and I'm like, well, I didn't see any potatoes. She's like, oh, it's because I have them in the back. I didn't put them out. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to grab taters if you got them hiding in the back? And she took my plate and went and got me some mashed potatoes, which were freaking delicious. But yeah, I get the feeling that dinner is like a potluck. Like, nobody's explained that to me. And I think the deal with a potluck is everybody eats, but everybody's supposed to bring something. And I didn't bring anything other than my ass. So, I mean, I'm buying drinks, and I'm actually tipping the bartenders more than I typically do. Oh, check that out. There's a Honda CRZ on my left. Not sure if my camera's getting that. I kind of try to look up at what my camera's catching, and it's just so dim I can't even make it out. But hopefully my camera's getting it. That's something in my list of... Whoa, that's trippy looking as fuck. Did you see that on the railroad bridge above me? It was these weird railroad cars with chunks of railroad tracks sticking in them, sticking up. That's something I've never seen before. How bizarre. That's really bizarre. Way more unusual than a Honda CRZ. But I don't see Honda CRZs very often. Anyway, that's like one of my favorite cars like ever made. The CRZ was supposed to kind of be the reboot of the CRX. And while it's completely different, it's one of the few more recent cars with a standard transmission. Standard transmissions in the United States have kind of fallen out of existence. And one of the last, like, two-door hatchback cars produced, and sportier